Thank you, Honorable Andrew Okwome. The Honorable Jackson Kosgei, nominated MP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Regional cooperations are necessary to the extent of sharing common interests of nations and communities. The problem over time, Mr. Speaker, is that when some of the nations have been trying to impose their will on other nations in the name of cooperation with conditions. The reason why the Eastern countries have risen up of late in terms of trade and influence in Africa is because they have encouraged cooperation without conditionalities that affects the fiber of every society. I am of the opinion, Mr. Speaker, that Africa should be understood within our own context. We have a history where other cultures have been imposed on us through cohesion. Of understanding in recent history is the Berlin Conference in 1884 and 85, where countries and powers of the world shared Africa amongst themselves. Without consultation, Africa was not part of it. In it, it had two dimensions. One was territorial acquisition of African continent and sharing up amongst themselves. The second one is what you can consider as hegemonic kind of expansion, which was about to dominate others in terms of culture and religion. And they were very clear, Mr. Speaker. They spoke and they agreed that Africa must be conquered in terms of territory and also through religion, conquer their culture. It has survived all those years. Our fathers stood firm and maintained our cultures in terms of moral values. Today, as we discuss this subject, we are so concerned, not because some people would like to engage in it, and that some people would not like about them for that, but we are concerned because it affects a very important institution, and that is the institution of family, that has made Africa survive all the tests and challenges of history. We were taken to slavery, our people, over 4 million, but Africa survived because of family. We have had malaria and diseases and civil wars. We have been held together as a continent because of family. We may not be perfect, but thank God we had families. Anything that redefines, reduces the meaning of our families is the enemy for Africa. We cannot give ourselves and give our children as an inheritance any process that can kill and finish our people. So, Mr. Speaker, whereas we would like to agree with the regional cooperation and the intention in it, whether it is trade, others, we must be respected in our own stand in terms of diversity. If it is human right to be inclusive, then diversity must be human right enough for us to be respected for what we believe. Mr. Speaker, I will support this motion as long as that part which talks about interference with the family values and our values as Africa should be expunged. The others we can support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And Dr. Kosgei, I hope you didn't need more time, because it is always very refreshing to listen to you on matters of morals and Africa. Would I hope you did not curtail your time because time was up, you didn't need additional time. The Honorable Joseph Kangara Larry, MP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity also to contribute to matters concerning this treaty. And let me start by saying that the original treaty, as it were, of course, was taking care of a number of issues that affected people within the Caribbean and the African countries.